Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a great day. So, a very interesting topic today: Bitcoin and the quantum computer threat. So, many of us in the cryptocurrency space are aware that Bitcoin suffered a tremendous drop in price. This article here from Forbes, published by Billy Bambara, entitled "Could Google Be About to Break Bitcoin?" talks about what happened last month. Google sent shockwaves around the internet last month when it was claimed the search giant had built a quantum computer able to solve formerly impossible mathematical calculations, with some fearing Bitcoin could be at risk. The details of Google's so-called quantum supremacy, meaning it can solve calculations impossible with traditional computers, were posted to a NASA website before being deleted. It was claimed by the Financial Times, a business newspaper. So, some people believe this is somewhat responsible for the drop in the Bitcoin price. So, let's talk about that today. Google making this claim. So, some people are believing that this is, in fact, a valid claim. And if this is the case, what could it mean for Bitcoin? And, I think that, this is a very concerning topic because when you think of the future of Bitcoin and the infrastructure going into Bitcoin and the money going into Bitcoin, as an investor and as people who are going to be using Bitcoin, there's going to be this great concern now about what Bitcoin's is all based on. That's the security, this encryption, right? And now you have a company like Google, which many people believe is joined at the hip with the government, that could possibly be able to crack the encryption in products like Bitcoin. Now, how far off is something like this, and is it even possible? It's probably more than likely true that it's possible for them to do this. I don't know what type of time frame we're looking at, but in some of my earlier videos, we kind of discussed just talking about what the public has access to and what governments have access to. So it could be very much the case that the government already has one of these quantum supercomputers encryptions. Remember, technology and systems are generally that are held by the government, and technology in general is probably generally going to be 30, 40 years ahead of our technology. And you're not going to hear about it until until it's on us and it's out there, right? The government is probably not going to release that information as far as what they can do or not do. And because of that, it puts a lot of us, at risk. This could be a bad situation for investors, the entire cryptocurrency space. So, I think that anything that is tangible, and when I say tangible, now I'm talking about systems and machines, anything that is outside of us value-wise can either be hacked or stolen or, compromised to some degree, and we found that to be true. It's like no safe place to go, especially if something like this is true. This would mean that, we're in a great, not the best situation. And as there will still be this form of control over us that could simply just shut it down or hack your system or do whatever. But I think that the one thing that exists, when it comes to something like moving value from place to place, one thing that exists that can never be hacked and can never really be taken away from you is the value you yourself have from within. And so, looking at this, I can't tell the future about what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is a system that is created by human beings, and thus it is possible that there are inherent risks in Bitcoin and problems to where you could have a situation where Bitcoin could be the encryption could be cracked. So I wouldn't doubt this for a second. But when the value comes from people, when people themselves are the miners, that is value that can never be taken away. It can't be hacked because it is your value. And because of that, with the future seeming to be going in this direction, where it's going to be this technology race, where it's going to be this security race, and it's going to be a constant thing. It is the timing couldn't be more perfect for products like what we've created, BitcoinMYK.com, which uses a universal basic income format to deliver value to users. And now, this doesn't solve the encryption problem, but if you think about it, the value that comes from you and that you're entitled to through ideas like universal basic income, using blockchain technology to move that value from place to place, that is value that can never really be stolen because it is value that is outside of mining equipment and the system, because it all lies in you. And there is no expenditure needed from you other than the fact you're a human being. And you have the value in our system. We believe the value has always been within you. So to us, that is the ultimate system that cannot be cracked, right? That is the ultimate value system where people cannot actually steal your value and leave you at zero. And we'll leave a link in the description. We think it's a great idea to join the project right away. If you're a Bitcoin holder, you don't have to buy the Bitcoin MYK token. You receive it absolutely free. If you don't hold Bitcoin, you're still eligible for our UBI or Universal Basic Income project. The UBI tokens are not created out of thin air. They actually come from the tokens that Bitcoin holders do not claim and are redistributed throughout the project to users and people who register to receive the UBI. So that's kind of where we're at with it, because we feel that it is inevitable that they will find a way to get through the encryption. And for many institutional investors and people who wish to invest in Bitcoin at this time, this is going to be something that's going to be looming over cryptocurrency for a while. And it's definitely going to be something I think that's going to be considered by many businesses and corporations and investors. And I think it can kind of put, Bitcoin in a bit of a bind there. But I also think that we will find ways to deal with this that will work for us, because, as I've been saying, the real value is in the network and the community and the people that use these cryptocurrencies, and the technology is kind of like the backdrop. I think we've kind of confused it, and we've kind of moved the technology as the precursor and what makes everything work, and that is true to a degree. But the reality of the situation is that the value was always in us. And if this is going to happen, I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or 5 years from now or 10 years from now, this will take away the value from Bitcoin and put it in a place where it is not going to be usable by the public. And unfortunately, it just won't be safe. But anyway, that's all I want to say in this video. I love to hear you guys' thoughts and comments. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to join BitcoinMYK.com. And until next time, take care.